So the concept of customer intelligence obviously puts the consumer in front. We empower them to literally tell us their interests. And many people have asked me, well, is this just about behavioral targeting? Absolutely not. That's not what this is about. This is about empowering consumers, number one, right? Tell us their interests, and then aggregating information from multiple sources. It could include behavioral targeting. It could include contextual targeting. It could include keyword information. It could include carrier information. But it's aggregating all that data to provide a relevant user experience to really drive engagement. That's what
you seem to be engaging with the consumer even before you try it with an ad. So.
Absolutely. And the last piece of that is our open platform for rich media, where any rich media provider, because obviously part of this is the placement, but also the message, right? And providing a rich media message to engage the user is critical in this vision kind of for the future of mobile advertising. And so any rich media provider, if you're Crisp or if you're Medialet, you can tie it right into our system and run it across our mobile ad network. So very excited about this.
Very exciting.
And now what I think what's important to also understand is this wouldn't work unless we had these three pillars. The concept of customer intelligence wouldn't work unless we were completely transparent, right? We respected their privacy, so all the data is completely anonymous. And the third thing,
and there's going to be no selling of it or anything.
Absolutely, and giving them the opportunity to tell us their preference, and that's what we're going to be doing. We want to keep this as simple as possible, right? And so here we go.
It is very straightforward.
It's just simple buttons where you scroll through and choose what your interests are.
Just
and that goes
on-off switches. That's it.
And if you choose to opt out, you can. So change category settings. I'm changing my category settings, and obviously, we have adult off here, automotive on, chat, email, and you can choose whatever you want. You want horoscope information, you might get horoscope ads. Kids and teen, Latino, men's lifestyle, anything you want.
So, so when does a consumer see this?
So we're going to be obviously promoting this within ads,
right?
And they're going to be able to, and that's one part that we're kind of still working through. Remember, we're launching this at the end of Q2, so we're trying to figure out the right way to market to them so they can actually understand that by doing this, there's going to be a value exchange, right? The whole goal is to make it so the line between advertising and content becomes more blurred, that the ad actually becomes valuable and it becomes more like content. As an industry, we have tried to do many things, right? We've tried to satisfy our publishers, we've tried to satisfy our operators, and we try to satisfy our advertisers. And sometimes as an industry, we get lost and we forget that the most important person is really the consumer. If you provide them with relevant advertising, they will engage, okay? If they engage, that will be a higher ROI for your advertiser. If the advertiser has a higher ROI, the publisher can pay, the advertiser will pay more for that advertising if the user engages, right? If they pay for it, the publisher will naturally get a higher effective CPM. So by focusing on the consumer, you actually take care of all the other people in the ecosystem all at once. It's a much simpler way simpler approach.
So how do you see like the mobile ad space kind of shaping up in the next few years? Because it's bound to transform rather quickly.
Yeah, I think it's and I hate to use this word, tipping point. I hate to see, but I'll tell you what we've seen is, number one, all the major ad agencies now have developed mobile divisions. Every single one, whether it's Phone Valley for Publicis, Ansible for Interpublic, Ipsh for Omnicom, they've all got mobile divisions, right? Or mobile agencies within their framework. So they're really putting their money where their mouth is. That's number one. Number two, we're seeing the volume of brand advertisers increasing in terms of RFPs per month is literally doubling on a month-to-month basis, which is incredible. Number three, whereas about a year ago it was primarily really dominated by the automotive and entertainment space, right, in terms of mobile advertising. Those are the big spenders. Some CPG for sure, but those are the big guys. Now we're seeing a broader array of advertisers coming into this, doing their second, their third mobile campaign, from travel, fashion, QSR, financial services, all doing mobile advertising because they're seeing the value of the ROI for their ad dollars. We feel this is not only a vision for the future of mobile, right, to drive relevancy, but I think long term, and I mean like really, like kind of 3 to 5 years from now, this concept of relevancy and consumer intelligence is actually going to permeate upward into the PC internet and into other mediums as well. I think the users' appetite for the running footage Buick ad on the backdrop that they're not interested in is really diminished, and across all mediums, it's just hyper intensified on mobile because it's one ad, such a personal device, right?
Right.
And so I think that's going to permeate all forms of media, and we're going to kind of rethink what advertising actually is for the future. So iAd, it's got good and it's got bad, right? Steve Jobs said most of mobile advertising sucks, which, in some context he's right, because he really has this vision for relevancy and user engagement by aggregating data. So that vision speaks very similar to customer intelligence, right? So that is good. That is the one part of his vision which makes a lot of sense. The part I disagree with Apple is they're almost creating a walled garden, if you will.
They are.
Right? Which, they're almost becoming the AOL of mobile, right? Or the operator of mobile, because they're saying it's if you want to do something, it's within our ecosystem.
Right.
And I think as an advertiser, and I don't know if you know this, but my background is I've run agencies, so I've worked for hundreds of advertisers. An advertiser doesn't care if their ad is on an iPhone, a BlackBerry, a Palm, a Pre, whatever, or Windows. They care about two things mainly. Number one, reaching their audience, and two, engaging their audience. Whatever engaging means. Engaging might mean click-through rate, might mean some post-click activity, but those are the main two things they care about.
Right.
They don't care if it's on Android, iPhone, BlackBerry. They care about hitting their right audience, meaning the right people, and then engaging with them. And that's where I think the iPhone and iAd strategy really kind of misses the point.